Here we go. It's about to get spooky. Scary Comp Volume 109. Bizarre Bub. Guys, go subscribe and like the video. Here we go.
On November 14 of 2025, a small family rents out an Airbnb for a few days, unaware that they would encounter something very unsettling while staying there. They had booked the place in advance for an upcoming wedding that was out of town, so staying here made sense. But one night, after coming back from walking their dog, this happens.
We were just out walking my dog, and when we came in, we heard...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Dog's not even moving. The dog's not moving. Is this a glitch in the freaking universe? Dude, what's wrong with the dog? Dude. Jump scare.
Jesus Christ.
Man, that dog is on something. What's going on? Yeah, balloons started moving because you closed the window, right?
Grinch!
Somehow, the leash on her dog's collar
no.
suddenly jolts up in a quick motion before wrapping itself around her dog.
Wow.
It just flings up as if someone had chucked it upwards, but clearly, no one is seen on the stairs to have done that, which is very
Man,
odd
that ghost trying
considering
to take
that
that
just
doggy.
moments ago
He's trying
this
to take
was
that doggy.
heard. Now, Sydney, who recorded this video, was just as baffled as the Airbnb host who received this video from her. But this wouldn't be the only video she sends, because the next day, while placing the leash on the stairs to see if it would jump again, this is captured.
Okay, so this is the leash.
Huh?
There she goes again.
There's some spiritual being there.
I don't think the leash is gonna move, but she's definitely sensing something.
Oh, nice little doggy.
Every
Good
single
doggy.
day.
Although the leash doesn't move this time, her dog goes ahead and does this. For some reason, it's at the same time the leash is on the steps that her dog begins to search for something. But like before, nothing appears to be there. Sydney even checks the rug to see if anything on or under it was making her dog behave this way. But still, nothing. However, there's something in this video that's worth pointing out, and it's a
What is
detail
it?
that appears in other videos that Sydney recorded of her dog.
What is it?
Watch closely.
So
Watch
I
it.
wanted to show you guys some footage of my dog with these stairs. So here's another clip that I got of her doing it, walk over and see her, and she was so locked
Aw.
into this.
Now, if you didn't notice, in each video, Sydney's dog is always around a certain area of the stairs. It's always the middle or lower half of the steps, but never the
Wait, do you think there's something underneath the stairs? Like the little Harry Potter room? Do you think it's smelling like a human or something underneath? Do you know what I mean? Oh, hell no.
If it wasn't for this detail, Sydney would not have realized this.
So I think I figured out why my dog just is always hanging out right here. So I just found a door back here. So I don't think that it's what's on the stairs. I tried to check, but
You
the
guys
door
are
is
right.
locked. Obviously it's an Airbnb, so they lock a lot of the doors up. Yeah, I don't think that it's what's on the stairs like what I initially thought. I think it's what's
Underneath.
below.
Considering that the space is on the ground, it explains why her dog is never seen on top. She seems to be sensing something that's in this room. But the question is, what exactly is she sensing? Wanting to find out, Sydney and her sister probe around the space to see what it might be that's inside. But during this moment, while recording, they capture this.
First of all, why aren't they contacting the Airbnb owner? If something is going on or you guys are freaked out, why don't you guys just contact them and ask them?
This is the switch. Okay, guys can see their light is on right there.
Better not be an eye poking out of there. Oh, hell no.
I wonder if...
No, 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 no. Oh my gosh, jump scare, jump scare. I'm not looking.
Just maybe there's someone right behind the door.
Dude. Dude.
Oh my god.
Almost immediately after Sydney pulls out her phone, the doorknob suddenly turns. Although no one was seen on the other side, the door handle moves as if held from the other end. Now Sydney was under the impression that a person had turned the knob, so they reach out to the Airbnb host and ask if anyone else is renting the place.
Sent the video to the landlord of the Airbnb, and hold on, let me turn.
What did he say? What did he say?
Like, hey, is there someone else renting it out as well as us, or what? Because basically he was like, no, you guys are the only ones that are in the Airbnb right now, like booked out for the week.
After finding out that no one
I don't
else
know
is
about that,
inside,
Chief.
Sydney concludes that what happened that night wasn't a case of someone co-renting the house, but rather another paranormal occurrence. To her, this is much
Yeah, I'm leaving that house and never coming back. I do not care. I'm leaving that house, getting my refund, and getting a freaking hotel or motel or whatever I need to get. I'm getting out of that house ASAP.
preferable over having a stranger inside the house. But despite being at ease now, knowing that it's not a person, the doorknob incident still baffles her. This is so, especially given that it still moves now and then.
And they're still knocking. They still haven't left. All right. All right. Pack it up, buddy.
Yeah. Scary. Okay. Okay, every time we've knocked before, this doorknob would turn a little bit.
Just leave the house. What if it's a person with a freaking a knife or something? Oh no, 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 not again. Not again. Dude, and they're still trying to find what. Skip, skip, skip. I'm not looking. Oh my gosh, heck no. Heck no. Not looking. Dude, this is scary.
As it turns out, this room was actually a basement. Out of nowhere, the phone gets yanked inside before tumbling down the steps in her face. But it's before it tumbles that something weird happens.
Oh,
If you didn't
no.
notice, the phone moves on its own again before falling down.
Yes, we noticed. Of course we noticed. We're watching.
But of course, the strangest part is when the phone somehow lifts itself.
No, no, no,
Neither
no, no, no,
Sydney
no, no,
nor
no,
the
no, no.
Airbnb host could explain this. It just rises up before falling back with no footsteps around to suggest that someone was there. It's no wonder why many see this as being paranormal. To Sydney and her sister, that's exactly the case. Whatever had been inside did not seem to like their intrusion. From the leash moving on its own to the phone being pulled inside, it currently remains unknown as to what exactly occurred here. But as with all videos, you be the judge on whether or not something supernatural took place.
Okay, I just
As
got
always,
goosebumps.
Let me know your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, my thoughts are burn the house down, get out of there, never go back, never build anything around there ever again.
Now, the following video was recorded by a grandmother who lives alone with her dog and 2 cats. However, it appears that her pets aren't the only ones keeping her company, because according to her, there's something in her house that won't leave her alone.
Imagine just growing old. It's only yourself and your dogs and your cats. in a big house. I mean, that looks like a 2-story house. I'd be so freaked out every single day of my life if there's no one home.
В зеркале было отражение чего-то не очень непонятно.
She Russian?
На видео. Я вам всем докажу.
According to Polina, last night she recorded a video of something that appeared in her bedroom. It showed up in the same spot where it often appears, around the mirror. She's been trying to get it on camera as her family believes it's nothing. They believe it's her old age that's making her see things. But after watching this
That's so
video,
messed up.
they're not so sure now if that's the case.
Oh, man. What is
Take
it?
a look.
Уходи отсюда. Я тебя не боюсь. Уходи отсюда. Уходи из моего дома. Уходи. Я тебя не боюсь. Уходи отсюда.
What is it? Please, no jump scare, no jump scare, no jump scare.
Я тебя не боюсь. Уходи.
Bro.
Уходи, я сказала. Уходи отсюда. Уходи. Я тебя не боюсь.
After Polina realizes that what she'd seen wasn't there, she catches sight of this, a dangling ornament beneath the lamp, moving on its own. However, it wasn't just swaying back and forth as one would expect.
hell
It was
no.
curving upwards in a strange manner that neither a draft or wind current could cause. Now, whatever happened that night is something that remains uncertain. In either case, whether paranormal or not, just seeing this out of nowhere is unsettling. But one
You'll get
night,
that
Polina
granny-
decides to
No,
record
no, no.
again because apparently she saw the same figure hiding inside her fireplace. Take a look.
Oh, jump scare.
Like something out of a nightmare, what looks like a head suddenly appears in the fireplace. And the
Dude.
freakiest part is that it shows itself right when Polina starts to get close. It's as if whatever this was had realized she was approaching. Understandably, she was freaked
Oh
out by
my
this, but more so after going back to the space and seeing the fireplace completely empty now. Like before, what she saw initially is now gone. Now currently, no new videos have been shared by Polina, whether supernatural or something else. These two clips are without a doubt pretty terrifying.
Dude, what the heck? I'm leaving the house ASAP today, tomorrow. I do not care. If I was a grandma, I'd tell my
Now, the
kids that I'm
following
not
video
going
comes
back
from a
ever
young
again.
mother named Akina, and ever since having her first child, she's been posting numerous videos of her baby boy. It's her first child, so it makes sense that she would want to capture every moment involving her son Ponko. From
I'm
the
freaked
time he
out.
was born
Freaked
to
out.
the moment he got his first playpen, Akina has been sharing lots of memories involving Ponko on her page. However, not every moment has been shared online, and for good reason. On January 29th of 2024, at around 2:30 in the morning, Akina was dead asleep when she suddenly woke up to something in her bedroom. Thankfully, little Ponko was unaware of what was happening because during this moment, something pretty frightening happened. The following is what was caught. Take a look.
I'm looking. What was that? What was that? Hello, what is it? Huh? Okay.
It's no wonder why Akina didn't want to share this video initially. Now, besides the fact that the door opens and closes all by itself, there's something Akina mentions that makes this whole video even more terrifying. According to her, at this moment, she had seen a figure standing at the doorway which looked a lot like her husband. But the weird part about this is that her husband had not come home from work yet. It was only a few hours before he came back, but strangely, to Akina, he was there, just staring at her from a distance. Now
What?
clearly, no one is there. However, if you listen closely to the audio, you can hear Akina's security alarm going off as though someone entered the house.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's for this reason she leaves the room to turn it off and to chase her husband, who was walking away at this point. But it's from this moment that things start to get creepier, because not long after, Akina acts strange. From standing motionless at the door to quickly coming in and sitting down in a rigid manner, it's almost as if Akina was someone else. But as it turns out, she was just scared, because after heading downstairs to see where her husband had gone, she saw that all the lights were still off and the door still locked. Her husband, as it seems, was not home yet. Freaked
Imagine
out,
sitting there
she
just seeing
heads
your
back
husband
up
staring
and
at you.
sits down while trying to figure out what just happened. If he wasn't home, then who was? She continues to replay this moment in her head, despite occurring a while ago.
Wait, why didn't she call the cops? ASAP, why don't you just close the door, lock it, and call the cops? Imagine just laying down, you're having a good little nap, you open your eyes and someone's just staring at you straight in the eyes. Dude, that's my worst nightmare. That's my worst nightmare.
To figure out what happened, she'll continue to keep this video up on her page while sharing more videos of her son. For now, this occurrence remains a mystery.
God, bro, this only number
Next
3.
video, a
Sorry.
mother had recently shared a clip that freaked her out after noticing what was in it. One day, while looking at her security cameras, Adrian Dakota notices something inside her living room, but more specifically, around her child's playpen. She wasn't sure as to what she was seeing, so she zooms in and replays the video to check. It goes without saying, but what she saw continues to keep her up at night. Now, it's important to note that before this incident, Adrian had already been documenting strange things around her house, and for some reason, these occurrences had something to do with her children's toys.
I mean, to be fair, some toys just go up by themselves, like, just randomly, you know? Okay.
Now, it might be easy to write this off as being just a glitch or a toy that's starting to malfunction, but what's strange is that this was happening day after day, one toy turning on after another. And that's without mentioning that during this time, Adrian's daughter had an imaginary friend who she said was very tall. Now, keep this imaginary friend in mind, because this detail becomes important much later in the video she recently posted. The reason why she was so freaked out by the toys turning on was because prior to this, her daughter kept mentioning this imaginary friend. And apparently, this so-called friend would show up in places where her daughter said it was, usually inside the house, near the toys. Adrian was so frightened by this, but more so by this video, because according to her, while taking care of her second child in another room, something terrifying appears in her living room. This is what she caught.
Backing up. Dude, no.
To Adrian, it appears that someone or something peeks out from behind her baby's playpen. Thankfully, her child wasn't in there during this moment. But strangely, even though no baby was occupying it, the figure itself looks like one.
Oh
Whether
my
it's
gosh,
just
no, that's
pareidolia
freaky.
or not, it's obvious that something is there. Considering that a bowl just fell off the shelf with no apparent cause, Adrian can't help but wonder if whatever this was had been responsible for the
Whose
other
baby is that?
occurrences before.
Whose baby is that?
It is strange how each occurrence involves one of her children's things.
No, that's
Whether
freaky.
it's their toys or their small play enclosure, something unexplainable happens around them. This, of course, brings up the
Guys.
question, could this
Oh
have been
my
the supposed
gosh.
imaginary friend her daughter had previously mentioned? Or might this be something else entirely? Currently, and unfortunately, there is yet to be a definitive answer to this question.
Oh my gosh, that's scary. It's so scary. It's so scary, guys. Number 2. Oh my gosh, here we go. Lock it,
Now,
lock
the
it, lock
following
it, lock
video
it.
was submitted to me by Ariane B, who writes that she took this video during a school field trip to the Philippines. It was 2010 when she recorded this, so understandably, the quality isn't that
Yeah.
good. But despite being filmed on a cheap cell phone, she was able to capture
damn, I miss
something
those
pretty
phones, those
noticeable on
blueberries.
camera. And of course, what she notices is pretty creepy. According to her, she was taking a tour of an old fortress where many soldiers had lost their lives. This fortress is known as Fort Mills, and the section of this fort that Ariane was touring is known as Battery Grubs, a section where both Filipino and American soldiers had sacrificed their lives while defending against invading forces in 1942. While
R.I.P.,
touring
man,
Battery
R.I.P.
Grubs, Ariane captures this.
Huh? Is that a person? Is that a person?
Now, it's been 15 years since this video was taken, and Ariane hadn't realized what was captured until rewatching this footage recently. On the upper level of this barrack, there appears to be something moving, but it doesn't look like a tourist who was just wandering. Rather, it looks like a moving blurb that disappears in an instant. Now, of
What if
course,
it was a
given
kid?
the camera's low quality, this might have just been a camera artifact, or in other words, a visual glitch. But it's worth noting that this only appears once throughout the entire video. Never again do we see anything like this afterward, suggesting that maybe this wasn't the camera acting up, but instead something that was actually there. As Ariane believes, this blurb was most likely the spirit of one of the soldiers who passed away during battle here. Perhaps this is them still living out the same scenario that played out during 1942, unaware that they're no longer alive. It's a sad thought, but nevertheless, this footage creeps out Ariane.
Whoa, that's
So
deep.
then, just what exactly was caught on camera at this fort? Creepy on camera, or if there's any ghost videos you'd like me to check out and include in the next compilation, you can send them over to scaryvideos444@gmail.com.
Guys, if you guys ever experienced like some paranormal, guys, comment down below. I kind of want to know. I want to know what you guys have experienced, or what you guys have seen, or the stories you guys have heard. Oh, number 1, here we go.
Now, it's often the case that videos on the paranormal take place inside a home. It's usually the setting that makes small disturbances feel twice as scary, but the same can be said for any place where something that shouldn't occur happens. Such is the case in this next video, where a group of Philippine students had caught something on camera inside an empty restroom, but as you'll see, it definitely wasn't. Take a look.
What was it?
Out of nowhere, the sound of a child crying emanates from inside the restroom. But the thing is, they're nowhere to be seen. The only thing that is seen are the empty stalls where just moments ago, the door to one of them began to open on its own. But even without
No,
seeing
dude, that's
this,
insane.
the voice alone is pretty unnerving. It's
Bro,
enough
that
to
gives
make
me
anyone just run
goosebumps.
away.
Oh,
Now,
hell
very
no.
little info is available on this clip, but what was captured is just one instance of something supernatural that occurred here. This school is said to be haunted. So then, was a ghost caught on camera, or had something else been captured?
That's freaky, dude. That's scary.
Thanks
Oh
for
my
watching,
gosh, that was
and I hope
scary.
you
That was a
enjoyed.
good. That was a good one.
Also, if you
That one was so scary. I had goosebumps every single time for each video. That was so freaky, guys. Go like, go subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.